Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is called The Most High is at War with Esau Edom. Okay, and the Most High is at war with Esau Edom spiritually. And eventually he'll be at war with Esau physically, okay, dealing with the war in heaven. And the reason he's coming for Esau Edom is because Esau Edom is the wicked of the earth, okay, the nation that's known as the wicked, who opposeth themselves against the Most High and everything that is attached to the Most High, including the Most High's people. What you see here is one of the most through looking Edomites on the planet Earth. All right, Boris Johnson. And I just decided to use his face because Esau in general is through. Okay, the elites are through. All right, they think they're gonna win this battle, or they're hoping they're gonna win this battle, but the reality is they could not defeat prophecy. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna get is Exodus 17th chapter. In the 16th verse, let's get this is Genesis 17 and verse 16. It says, "And I will bless her." Oh, Exodus 16 and 17. This is Exodus 17 and 16, and it reads, "For he said, because Yahweh," when you see the word Lord in all caps, that the name is Yahweh, "hath sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation." So there's a perpetual war going on between the Heavenly Father and Amalek. Now, who is Amalek? Okay, we're going to find out who Amalek is. All right, we're going to come to Genesis 36 to show you the origins of Amalek. And about the 9th verse, you see the title. It says the descendants of Esau. Okay, and Esau's name was changed to Edom. Okay, when he took that red pottage in exchange for the birthright. Okay, and it's spiritual because Esau, the skin of Esau, the color of Esau is red. These Edomites are not white. They're not white people. There's no such thing as that. Okay, they're actually red because the blood shows forth through their skin. That's why down south, what do they call them? They call them rednecks. Okay. Their skin has a red tint to it. All right. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau; Reuel, the son of Bashemath, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare Eliphaz Amalek. She bare to Eliphaz Amalek. Okay, and when you look up Amalek, right? You looked it up before. It says what? A dweller in a low land. So who is Amalek? Amalek is a descendant of Esau, but he's not just any descendant. He is actually the head tribe of the nation of Esau. Okay, the top son. Although he was born from a concubine, so it was not supposed to be so, but this is what it is. This is how the Lord set it up. And now Amalek means what? A dweller in a valley. Okay, what is a valley? A low land. What does a valley represent? Low morals. Okay, Amalek is the people on the earth with the lowest morals, and these are the ones that are calling themselves us. These are the ones that are in the land right now, that have control of the land. Okay, that wear the curls and the small hat. Okay, these are those guys. Okay, the majority of them descend from Amalek. All right, and Amalek has a specific deceptive spirit about him. Okay, a specific deceptive spirit about him. Okay, and it's a very aggressive deception. You know, like they're the best when it comes to deception. That's why they're good at being what? Lawyers. Okay, they're the best at being lawyers because they're great at deception. Okay, now, yeah, being a lawyer, that's a wicked profession. You know, because you unless you're only fighting for people that are actually truly innocent. You know, but other than that, most of them are not fighting for. If you did that, then you would lose out a lot of money. Most of them are fighting for, they're fighting for whoever, whether they did it or whether they didn't do it. You know, whether they were selling drugs, whether they committed murder, whether they were, frauding people or whatever the case may be. They're going to be right there, working as long as the money is right. So that's wickedness. Okay. It says, he that justifieth the wicked condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to the Lord. So that's obviously not a good thing. Okay, so anyway, so now we understand who Amalek is, right? And Amalek is the head tribe of Esau, and he's not just going to have war against Amalek, he's actually going to have war against all the Edomites. Okay, Amalek is just the head tribe of the nation of Edom. So the Lord is singling Amalek out. So you know what we could do? We could jump to Numbers, the 24th chapter, and the 20th verse. This is Numbers 24 and 20. 24 and 20. Matter of fact, let's go up. Let's go up to. I'll start at verse 17. It says, "I shall see him, but not now." And this is a prophecy that Balaam is given to Salakia, to Balak, because Balak wanted him to curse Israel, and the Most High showed him the future of the Israelites and showed him that he cannot curse them who the Most High hath blessed, because he hath blessed us. Right? We have the blessing. There's nothing that they can do against that. You know, it's all prophecy. So he's explaining to him, listen, this is what they're going to do in the last days. Matter of fact, I'll start at 16. It said, "He has said, which heard the words of the Most High, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob." What is that star? Who is that star, rather? That's Yahushua HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? Yahushua is that star that came out of Jacob through the loins of David. "And a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth." So he's coming to make war. He's not coming to play games. "And Edom, all right, shall be a possession. Seir shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly." Why would it say that Edom will be a possession? Edom is the land that was given unto the Edomites, because the Edomites are going right into captivity, and they're going to be dispersed amongst all the tribes and amongst different nations. Okay, so they don't need a land. They're not going to need a land. Let's get Joel the 3rd chapter. They're not going to need a land in the position that they're going to be when the Lord comes back. He's coming to put these Edomites in hardcore captivity. All right, this is Joel 3. All right, this is Joel 3 and verse. This is Joel 3 and 1. It says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem," meaning what? When he's going to take our people out of captivity, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat," or Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for mine heritage Israel. When it says plead, it doesn't mean he's going to beg them, oh, please give me my people. No, because there's another scripture that says, with fire shall the Lord plead with all flesh. Okay, so in other words, he's coming to bring war, to make war. Okay, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. Right? They robbed our temples. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. Now, another word for saying the Grecians here, you can use that. You can change that to Edomites. Okay, because that's what it represents. It represents the Edomites. Okay, not just the Greeks. Okay, it represents the Edomites. These Hamites and the Ishmaelites and whatnot. They gathered us up and they were selling us to what? They were helping sell us to who? The Edomites. Okay, that ye might remove them far from their borders. From their border, rather. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people afar off, for Yahweh has spoken it. Okay, so guess what? We're gonna sell your sons and your daughters. That's what's getting ready to come. That's why Esau is not gonna need a land. Okay. Let's get Isaiah 14th chapter. Isaiah 14 and verse. There's not going to be no king of Edom. Okay? Oh, let me go talk to the king of Edom. No, there's no king of Edom. All you Edomites are going to be in complete slavery. This is Isaiah 14 and verse 2. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over them, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay, so what does it mean we're going to take them captives? Whose captives we were? We're going to take these Edomites captive. Okay, we're going to rule over them, and not just the Edomites. All these other nations are going to be captive as well. But the difference between the Edomites and the other nations are going to get to enjoy a righteous kingdom after their 1,000 years punishment. Okay, but the Edomites are never going to get to enjoy that. Okay, after a certain period of time, right? Namely that 1,000 years, they're going to be burnt up. Okay, they're going to be done away with. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the wicked, and that's going to be the end of the opposition of the Most High in the earth. Okay. And the Lord is going to win this war. Esau is not going to be able to, he's not going to be able to undo what I just read. These things are going to happen. And there's nothing Esau can do about that. So let's continue. Okay, it says, there shall come a star out of Jacob. Back in Numbers 24:17. I'll start at the top again. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, which is Yahushai, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, okay, although the Edomites are Amalek, there's a specific hatred the Most High has for Amalek, a specific indignation that's the hottest towards Amalek. Amalek is the wickedest of all Edomites. First of all, Esau as a nation is the wicked, but Amalek is the worst of the worst. Okay, pretty much every Amalekite I ever met was an atheist. You see what I'm saying? Which these Edomites don't really believe in the Most High either, but Amalek was just like a staunch like he just hated the concept of the Most High. I just spoke to an Amalekite 2 days ago, And she don't believe in the Most High. She scoffs at the idea of the Most High. You see, the scriptures speak about the children of the Most High having a zeal for God, but they don't have a zeal. Okay? They're just following tradition. They were just taught that they were the people, and they were just taught that this is what we do and this and that. We wear the curls and do this and that, but they don't really believe in that. They don't believe in the Most High for real. And you know how you know that? Through their actions. The complete wicked evilness that they do. First of all, what they follows a book called the Talmud. Okay, go type that in and look at some of them wicked laws in that thing. All right, that's completely contrary to the scriptures. That book in itself is contrary to the scriptures, and that's what them rabbis follow, man. Okay, and when he looked on Amalek, took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, meaning they were what? They were on top. They were on top. Okay? But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay? Although they were at top, although they were at Ra'ash, although they were at the head, okay, they're going to perish forever, man. They're going to perish forever. And I told you about what was that? Obadiah 1:18. This is the end result, okay? And this is why these Edomites are mad at the scriptures. They're mad at the Hebrew Israelites. You know, they're mad at the truth, ultimately. And there's really nothing you could do against the truth, okay? The truth is always going to come up to the surface, man. This is Obadiah 1:18. It says, matter of fact, let's go up a bit. I'll start at verse 15. It says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. All right, you're gonna drink that cup down. Okay, that cup of slavery, cup of captivity, all right, cup of oppression, cup of shame, all of that you heathens are going to drink down, especially you Edomites. Okay, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Okay, so the 12 tribes are going to come up against Esau after once they serve their punishment, and what? And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, meaning the descendants or the family line of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. So that includes all of Amalek, that includes all of Teman, that includes all of whatever tribe of Esau, Edom. Okay, all of them tribes are going to be done away with. Okay, all of them are going to be done away with. You see why? Because this is what the reward of the wicked is. This is what you get for being wicked, destroying the earth. Don't forget, these Edomites also destroyed the planet Earth, which was supposed to be the Garden of Eden. Okay, and then look what they did to the holy people. So there's so much charges that the Lord has against you, man. That's why in Revelation 18 it says, for their sins have reached unto heaven. Okay, you still haven't paid fully for what you've done as Cain, Tubal Cain, and all these different things as a serpent. Okay, so all these things have to be addressed, and they will be addressed, man. Okay, let's get Psalms the 50th chapter, 21st verse. This is Psalms 50 and 21. It says, matter of fact, let me see if I can go up a bit. This is Psalms 50 in verse 16. It says, but unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Why are you holding the Bible up? Why do you have it in your court system? Why do your presidents swear in on it? Right? Why do you proclaim to be a Christian? Right? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and casteth my words behind thee. Seeing you don't do the things that the scriptures say. They came here with the book. They came here preaching Christianity while they were slaughtering God's chosen people. Why they were burning God's chosen people at the stake while they were putting God's chosen people in hardcore slavery, feeding them pork slop, while they were doing all this wickedness, raping a man's wife in front, all this wickedness that's completely contrary to the scriptures. They were doing all these things, and they had the Bible in their hand. Okay? You see? When thou sawest the thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Don't you have Christopher Columbus there? That's a thief. That's a wicked, murderous man. So why do you have a day for this guy? Showing you guys are wicked, but then it's a God-fearing nation. You see the hypocrisy? Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. And a slanderer goes back to the word being a devil. All right, diablos. It goes back to being a slanderer. Okay, you Edomites are slanderers. You come out, you make lies, you push out stereotypes, false stereotypes, and different things about Jake. Okay, and then you do not. Your slate is clean. All that wickedness you've done, your slate is clean. It says, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. You thought the Most High was with you, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. And this is what you're seeing right now, and that's part of the war against Esau, Edom. The fact that the tribes are waking up, that Jake is waking up, okay, that's spiritual warfare against Esau, Edom. All right, because there's nothing he could do to stop the awakening. There's nothing he could do to stop the dry bones from arising. Let's get Ezekiel to 37 chapters. Okay, and even there's a lot of Latin tribes that's about to be woken up too, and a lot more Jake as well. All right, trust me, there's about to be a unification, man. All right, that movie Wakanda Forever. I'm laughing because I'm seeing it says through the Bible. Who taught you how to write through? Why do you write through like that? That's how we write through. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I'm just joking, bro. But this is how we write through. When we say someone's through, we write it like that. And it was started by Elder Yashawamba. It's just funny that the blue letter that we use all the time, all of a sudden they write through the way we write through in this particular sponsor here. But anyways, that's off topic, Salakia. But that movie Wakanda Forever, all right, that was a spiritual movie, minus all the madness, all the feminism, all the the BS, all the BS that they put in that. I'm just dealing with culturally the fact that they had the Southern Kingdom, which is the so-called Negro tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which would represent Wakanda, coming together with what would be the Northern Kingdom, which would be Ephraim on down, which represented the Latin, so-called Latino and indigenous tribes. Both in that one movie was spiritual, was very highly spiritual, minus all the garbage. You have to black out all that garbage, which is hard. I didn't even want to watch a movie because of that. I already knew it was going to be a bunch of BS, dealing with that feminism and all this nonsense. A 100-pound woman destroying these big, strong warriors and all this nonsense. But anyways, that's Esau. That's the man of sin is in rulership, so he's going to push forth wickedness. But nonetheless, that aspect of it, and when you look at TikTok and these different things, mostly TikTok, and because YouTube kind of Esau's censors certain things, and he keeps certain things up for his particular agenda, so it's hard to find these videos, but they're on YouTube too. Okay, but it shows we need to get together, the black and brown communities and so on and so forth, and this is the talk that's happening based upon that movie. Okay, and it always because the director's a so-called black man and so on and so forth, and we got Latin tribes thanking him for bringing some representation. But what Esau's trying to do is he's trying to do damage control with that by having different panels and telling so-called Latinos, that was actually racist towards Mexicans, all this nonsense. Like if you believe that, you're just a dummy. Like if he was thinking like some so-called black man was thinking, let's make our secret racist. Esau does that shit. Okay, Esau does that shit. The other nations do that. Which, come on, man, Jake don't have time for that, bro. You're gonna put all that money into to make a secret racist movie against the indigenous tribes? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, the friction is with who they called in the movie the colonizer. That's where, if you want to say someone was racist against somebody, you could say it was against the Edomites in that movie. You could say that because they were showing you who the enemy was. Okay, you could say that. All right, but the other way around, Esau's just saying that it's the other way around. And, oh, because he came out the water and his back was wet. That's just complete nonsense. But then they'll call the people who like the movie, they'll call them, wow, you're woke. You're one of those woke people, which is nothing more than a buzzword. You see, Esau, what they do is they have buzzwords, which is nothing more than witchcraft, conspiracy theorists, such and such. No, these things are but buzzwords, okay, to make people have a negative emotion. You know, they sensationalize it in their mind, so it's automatically negative. Just because you like the cultural aspect of something doesn't make, or the fact that you speak up against Esau, Edom, doesn't mean you believe in the Democrats. That's just complete nonsense. Okay, but first of all, if you believe in any part of this system, you're lost as it is. You're completely lost. Okay, because both sides is complete zombies. What they have is talking points, and they don't leave from those talking points. They stay within they can't think for themselves. That's basically what it is. Because sometimes it's not black and white. Sometimes it's you know. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta use this, discern things differently depending on the case. But that's just the propaganda and the madness. But anyways, this is the dry bones, and Esau can't stop the dry bones from being awakened. This is Ezekiel 37:5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh." So I prophesied as if I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, sinews in the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Okay, the breath represents the Holy Spirit. Okay, the flesh represents us. The flesh and the bones represents us coming together. When the bones and the flesh come together, that represents us coming together. Remember what Laban said to Jacob. He said, "Thou art bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh," meaning we're family. Okay, meaning we're family. Okay. Matter of fact, I didn't want to jump too far into that, but let's go ahead and get that. Because really the so-called indigenous tribes and the so-called Negroes that came in slavery on the Western Hemisphere, they're really brethren. They're really bone of their bone and flesh of their flesh. Okay, and see, this is one right here. Is this what they said to David? No, that's not what they said to David. But this is still good. No, this is Laban. It says, "And Laban said to him," speaking to Jacob, "Surely thou art both my bone and my flesh." And he abode with him the space of a month, because Laban was his uncle. Okay, that's why he said, "You're the bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh." And this is "Ye are my brethren." Okay, and King David sent to Zadok and to Abiathar, the priests, saying, "Speak unto the elders of Judah, saying, Why are ye the last to bring the king back to his house, seeing the speech of all Israel is come to the king, even to his house? Ye are my brethren, ye are my bones and my flesh." See, so brethren, brothers, okay, the bone and his flesh. Okay, wherefore then are ye the last to bring back the king? And say ye to Amasa, "Art thou not of my bone and of my flesh? The Most High do so to me, and more also, if thou be not captain of the host before me continually in the rule of Joab." So anyway, so that's just showing you bone and flesh of flesh means family. And all 12 tribes, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, were actually family. Okay, and what the Lord is doing spiritually is he's bringing the tribes together, starting with through this word, starting with the elect, because the elect is the ones that's really coming together. But even these 2/3 that's not in the truth, they're going to start to realize that they're brethren. Okay, and just the fact of this movie, the way they reacted to this movie was very spiritual, because trust me, if it was if they would have put a Moabite in there, Moabite, I don't know, ancient Moabite, I don't know, man, ancient, some Chinese monarch, the traditional dress superhero, so to speak, they wouldn't have no connection, no reaction from that community and Jake. You understand what I'm saying? It would have just been another movie. But the fact that they did it with the Latin tribes, and Jake was like, "Oh, we're so happy for you," and they, and Jake, they're linking up, man. Latin tribes say, "Oh, we're gonna invite." They're invited to the barbecue. Jake always said, "Oh, they're invited to the cookout," so on and so forth. That's the vibration that's going on. Because when you go to the hood, is you see who? Latin tribes: Jake, Gad, Reuben. All right. Anyways. It says, so I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, and that's what we're doing, we're prophesying. Okay, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone, and I beheld, and the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. All right, a spiritual army. Okay, all right, the elect. Then he said, well, like I said, but still, even the 2/3, they're gonna come together to some extent as well. And I don't expect every single one of the 2/3 to come together, but it's gonna be clear, man. It's gonna become more and more clear and abundant that we are connected in the spirit, no matter how much Esau tried to separate the tribes. Because I could tell you a story that I always tell the brothers from time to time. Is that I remember when I was working at this car wash. And you had this Edomite, this old Edomite devil. And, he was the boss, the owner. I was trying to get hired and whatever the case may be. And before he's like, where you from? I'm like, yeah, what's your background? I'm like, yeah, I'm Jamaican and so on and so forth. And he's like, oh yeah, you got a strike against you. That's a strike, one strike against you, because you're Jamaican. That's a strike against you, basically, you know what he's trying to say by that. And then he's like, yeah. And plus we have a lot of Mexicans that work here, and Hispanic people don't like black people, and and this was the speech he was giving me before I start work. So what was he doing? And I already knew the truth, so I already thought about that. I said that's bullshit, okay? Because I knew the truth. But imagine if I didn't know the truth. Imagine if this was just some regular Jake, right, that never met Latin tribes. They would have had an evil eye towards those Latin tribes. Okay? And you see what he did was he had me working by myself, like secluded from where the Latin tribes were all working together. You see what I'm saying? And this wasn't no elite. This wasn't one of the Rothschilds. This wasn't a Rockefeller. Okay? This wasn't a DuPont descendant. This was a regular Edomite that owned a car wash. But spiritually, he understood there was a threat of Judah and Ephraim linking up. The kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel, he didn't want that alliance. He felt threatened by that alliance. What does he know that we didn't know? Okay? And then when I started to talk to the Latin tribe, me and the Latin tribes was super cool, brother. Cracking jokes. And so I'm like, what the hell is this devil talking about? But you see, and this is what Esau does on a large scale, and that's why I keep telling you Esau is doing damage control dealing with that movie. Okay, they know, they understand, they don't want, but guess what? The Most High is working. The Most High put a reprobate spirit in them to even allow that movie to drop anyway. All right, because that goes against his agenda, and there's going to be more things. And you know what that showed in that movie? It showed that the Latin tribes were in slavery. That was a big thing. See, we were looking at it with a spiritual eye. See, it was good to us because we looked at it with a spiritual eye. it wasn't good as in the storyline. The storyline was all over the place and shit like that, and feminism, and that was all wickedness, and we hate to see that shit. Okay, but looking from it spiritually, we enjoyed it spiritually because we don't watch things and see the same things as these average people. Anyways, Salakia. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, of my people, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. You see that? So he's going to wake us up. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. And there's nothing that Esau can do against that. There's nothing that Esau can do against what I'm reading. Okay? And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live. And I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it, and performed it, saith the Lord. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it. And when you look up that word stick, let's look that up real quick. It's Itazah. Okay, for stick, it says tree, wood, timber, stick, gallows, staff, stock, carpenter, branches, helve, planks. Okay, you see we have a plank, right? When we go outside, the 12 tribe sign is on a plank, and it has everything written on it. All right, plank meaning a flat piece of wood, So this is what we have the 12 tribes written on it, and this is prophesied, right? Okay, this is what I'm reading right here, Salakia. And it says, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions, and take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, for all the house of Israel, his companions. All right, so that's why we have the southern kingdom on the top, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and under that you have the Ephraim and the other 12 and the other 9 tribes. It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not shew us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in thine hand, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I will make the children of Israel I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more 2 nations, neither shall they be divided into the kingdoms any more at all. Okay, so guess what? The Lord is going to bring the tribes together. It's not going to be any more dissension between the tribes. We're not going to look at each other as other nations, because right now, so-called Mexicans, they look at the so-called blacks as a totally different race of people, and the so-called blacks look at the so-called Puerto Ricans and Cubans as a totally different race of people. Well, we're not. Okay, like I always say, if a so-called black man marries a Latina woman, or a Latino man marries a so-called black woman, all right, from the southern kingdom, all right, that's not interracial. Okay, that's not interracial dating. That's intertribal dating, if you will. Intertribal marriage, rather. Okay. So, anyways, let me get let's get Psalms the 7th chapter. This is Psalm 7. Jump down to 11. It says, the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. And we know that the Edomites are known as the wicked, according to the scriptures. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death, those nuclear missiles. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. All these ditches that Esau has made for us, the Most High is having him fall in them. Okay, when it goes into the drugs, right? He created that to mess up our people. He wanted that to put that in our communities to mess our people up. And then look at what you have now. You have a opioid crisis, right? Where they're not even producing. They're dying more than they're producing, and all kind of things. So that's coming back on him. Okay, the whole deletion of children thing. So they had to do the Roe v. Wade thing, right? So that's coming back on him. All right. So all these different snares and traps Esau is using is falling back upon his own, but even more so, it's going to fall upon the elites of the society, because the way this place is going out is through those nuclear missiles, which they allowed to be created. Okay. You see, his mischief shall fall upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Let's get Isaiah 34. Let's get Isaiah the 34th chapter. Okay, this is Isaiah 34 in verse. I'll start at verse 5. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. This is speaking about the nuclear missiles. It's going to go up into the outer atmosphere, also known as the heavens. Okay, and then it's going to come back down. That's how the nuclear missiles work. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is another way of saying the Edomites, and upon the people of my curse to judgment, because that's the people of his curse. Like I told you, the Lord is making war against the Edomites. He's warring against Esau. So when he comes back, he's coming for the purpose of war. Even now, he's spiritually warring against them. Okay, they're trying to do certain things. They have certain plans, and he's setting up certain things to put them in straits. Okay, Scripture said that they shall be in straits in the fullness of their sufficiency, and every hand of the laborer shall be upon them. Though it says wicked, the word there is really labor, so that was a mistake. Okay, the word is aimal for laborer. Okay, this is Revelation 6 and verse 2. It says, and I saw, and behold, a white horse. And it's not a literal horse, okay? It's not Pegasus in the sky, all right? This is representative of the chariots. Can it come in the shape of a horse? Yeah, it can. Chariots can come in the shape of a horse. But this just represents power and purity. That's all this represents in the scripture. And he that sat on him, had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. That's Yahweh Shai. Okay, who is he coming to conquer? He's coming to conquer this kingdom and destroy the rulers of this kingdom, which is the Edomites. Okay, this is Revelation 19 and verse 11, and it reads, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his head on his head were many crowns, because he's going to take down not just the Edomites, mainly the Edomites, but also all these other little, the Saudis and whoever else is in rulership in their own land. They're going to be taken down too. Okay, there's going to be one government that's going to rule over all these nations. Okay, under Yahweh Shai. Okay, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. but he himself, right? No one could get the rank or the name that Yahushua has. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. You see that? And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, right? Chariots, clothed in white and fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the Almighty. Now let's look up what the winepress is all about. Let's see what the main target is and what the winepress is all about. We're going to read Isaiah the 63rd chapter, and I'll probably end it off on this. This is Isaiah 63 and verse 1. It says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom? With dyed garments from Basra. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. If I would tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury." Who? The Edomites. That's why he says he's coming from Edom. Okay, in other words, he's coming for the Edomites. "If I would tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come." So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying to the hopeful elect. And with that, I'll say shalom.